Dennis Rodman. It feel like we won the finals.
Hey, what's up everyone? Today I want to do a review of a sports pop, which isn't something I typically review on this channel, but I think Dennis Rodman transcends sports into being a bit of a pop icon. When I was a kid in the 90s, watching that 96 Bulls team wasn't like just watching a basketball team. It was like watching a group of superheroes with Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, and of course, Dennis Rodman. His antics, his wild hair, his piercings, his tattoos, of course, appealed to kids and teenagers, but he was also a beast. And his fellow teammates would describe him as that, a beast, an animal, the worm, because he was so determined. Didn't matter if they were winning or losing, Dennis was going to get that rebound. And he was the greatest rebounder of his era. You couple that with players like Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan, you have possibly the best team of all time. And he was also one of the only players that could really frustrate Shaquille O'Neal, because he was also unstoppable at the time. But Dennis Rodman knew how to wiggle his way under his skin, screw him up, wasn't scared of Shaquille O'Neal at all. And like I said before, Dennis just transcended basketball. I mean, this guy dated Madonna. He dated Carmen Electra, who was like the Megan Fox of her day. When someone thought of a hot chick, you thought of like Pamela Anderson and Carmen Electra. And one of the funniest things Dennis ever said was in an interview, they asked him about his relationship with Carmen Electra. And not only did he talk about breaking his rod, man, he talked about one time that he was cheating on Carmen Electra and she walked in on him. And the excuse he gave her was that the woman he was in bed with, he didn't know, that she just fell through the ceiling. Could you imagine trying to get away with that? No, babe, I don't know who this woman is. She just fell through the ceiling. Dennis was a character. Still is. Here's the box. He's in the NBA Legends, kind of generic hardwood floor box with the logo on top. More hardwood flooring on the side. You know, like I was saying earlier, it'd be nice if Dennis's box, or just Dennis himself, was in the Pop Icons line instead of Pop Basketball. You know, that's just me nitpicking, me wishing for things to be perfect or the way I like them. Because, yeah, he's known for being a basketball player, so of course he's going to be in the basketball line. But I wish Dennis could be in a box that represents his personality a little bit more. Something more artsy, something more wild, like Dennis. And I also want to say that I do wish Funko would put a little bit more info about the players or the characters. Maybe some stats. Some highlights, maybe his championships. Something about Dennis on the back would be nice. Here's the side. Here he is out of the box, and the first thing I notice is that they made the eyelids a little grayer, a little darker, which are just like Dennis's eyelids. It's very noticeable, and I like that they did that. They also made the shape of his eyebrows kind of fierce, because I'm pretty sure Dennis used to get those done to look that way. But other than that, the face doesn't really remind me of Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman has, you know, very pronounced features and cheekbones and big ears, and he has a big nose. And it's one of the first things I think about when I think about Dennis's face is how pronounced all of his features are. Like, they're all exaggerated. It what makes him him, you know. I'm not saying he's not a good-looking guy or anything, because he is. But I would have liked his ears to be a little bigger, his nose a little bigger. I know that Funko does do that sometimes, but it doesn't look like they did that here. Maybe some more pronounced cheekbones to make it look more like Dennis. I do like the color that they picked for the hair. It's kind of a combination of several different hairstyles he had. It's not 100% accurate to any of them, I don't think. I mean, he did have a lot, but I would have really liked the one where he had it all white with the different kind of colors and shapes in it. That one I think was very iconic. And I also think they should have made the hair a little longer. This looks more like the length he had it when he used to play with San Antonio, which would be cool if they made a San Antonio Dennis Rodman 2 with the clear face mask. Be kind of an interesting pop. But I do think that this hair should be like a ½ inch longer to look more like Dennis Rodman's hair, because he didn't have it this short, especially when he was coloring it these colors. I also think that big missed opportunity not having a chase. I mean, Dennis has so many iconic, hair colors, like the one where it was all red with the Bulls logo, just maybe all green or all orange, All green would have been nice. Like, to me, when I think of a solid color that Dennis used to paint his hair, would be green. That would have been very nice, like as a chase. But yeah, I would definitely preferred when he dyed his hair kind of platinum with the different color shapes. I think that was his most iconic when he was with the Bulls. On the body, I do like how long they made his arms look. They look longer than a lot of the other NBA players. Big hands, kind of representing his ability to rebound very well. I do like that they gave him black shoes, although Dennis used to wear, in this era, it was all black with a flap. You didn't see the shoelaces, and he had a big Nike swoosh on it. I know they probably can't put the Nike swoosh, but it would have been nice to just have it all black without the laces. I mean, he might have worn these at one time, but I'm pretty sure in this era, he used to wear the all black with the big Nike swoosh. His name is very clean on the back there. 91. You know, I also would have liked maybe a different pose. Him jumping in the air, like his legs kind of, you know, doing a kick, rebounding the ball. A little bit more action. But overall, I'm pretty happy with it. Even though I wish the face was a little different, the hair a little longer, the pose a little different, the shoes a little different. Sounds like a lot, but, you know, it's still pretty recognizable as Dennis Rodman because of the hair color. A lot of the NBA pops don't look that much like the player. Like, go look up the Shaquille O'Neal one. Doesn't look anything like Shaq. He's also missing all of his tattoos, unfortunately, but still very happy with this. Now that I talked about the design, I also want to talk a little bit about the potential future value of this pop. He was just released, so of course he's still retail price. Anywhere from $9 to $12.50 would be about what this pop will cost you. And he's common, so you can get him anywhere. But there are a lot of Funko Pop collectors that are in their 30s that grew up watching Dennis Rodman and the Bulls in what is arguably the best era of basketball, when it was the most mainstream. So when Funko eventually stops making Dennis Rodman, I feel he's going to be a very sought after pop, not just by sports pop collectors, but just Funko Pop collectors in general. I myself don't collect a lot of sports pops, but I was super excited when Dennis Rodman was announced, just because he was one of my childhood heroes, as weird as that sounds. And I suspect there's a lot of people like me that would want this pop, even though they don't collect sports pops. Now this is Funko we're talking about, and Dennis Rodman is ripe for the variants. I mean, there was a different variant of Dennis Rodman in almost every game. So depending on how this one sells, they might make one with an away jersey, different hair. Red jersey Dennis Rodman with green hair would be great. Maybe different poses. So Funko might make more, or they might not. And this Dennis Pop will come and go. All of a sudden he'll become scarce. And I feel his value will go up because he's just one of the most unique people to have ever lived.
Dives all over everybody, turns around, look. Says my buddy Steve Kerr just drilled one. Yes, this is for you, the fans of Chicago.
Shut